Our parents did not try for us. If your clothes is stained with period, they will be hiding it from the boys. Of which these things are normal. You can't stop it. When I was a child, I don't used to buy pad when I see a guy standing.
It gets terrible when it comes to boys. There is nothing. There's no pamphlet anywhere. There is nothing anywhere for the boy child.
A lot of boys even run away from menstruation. If they see that their girls are menstruating, they might tell them, please don't come today.
Why is it like that?
A lot also happens to the boy child. They would have wet dreams and all of that. Their voice would get deeper. They might be attracted to their opposite sex. So it's not the time for you to start promising them love, of which they are just your hormones that are just playing with you.
What kind of education, especially as it pertains to puberty and menstruation, do you think the boy should have? Hello everyone, welcome to today's episode of the Intimate Matters Podcast, your go-to podcast as it pertains to sexual and reproductive health education. You know, we talk about everything that pertains to the most intimate part of you, your sexual and reproductive health. We talk about the physical aspect of it. We talk about the physiological, the psychological, the emotional, even the spiritual aspect of it. And today, we want to look at something that has seemed like something that has been overlooked. We want to talk about puberty education, especially as it pertains to the changes and also as it pertains to contraceptive options that may be possible and how young children can navigate this aspect of their life, and also how parents, caregivers, people around them can actually support them. And in the studio with us today is an amazing person, Nurse Rita Ekeng. Thank you so much for coming on the podcast.
Hello, good day everyone. Thank you so much for having me. My name is Rita Ekeng, but you can call me Nurse Riri. I'm a nurse and a social media manager, so I'm pleased to be here today. Thank you.
Riri, like the Rihanna kind of vibes. I think that's another name for Rihanna. So you're looking good.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, so it's been a while. It's been a while having to the amazing things she do. So she talks about things like this and other health issues across our social media. And I want to start with, how was your puberty? Or are you still at the puberty level?
Oh, really?
Let me not try to, in case I'm assuming. Okay, so how was your puberty?
For me, it was like a journey because I was left to discover some things by myself.
Okay.
So I come from a family that is filled with love and care. But then, I wouldn't say they tried their best here, but then for puberty, I was left to do that myself. Should I give you a little backstory?
Okay.
All right, so when I was growing up, because I am opportuned to have older siblings, of which when I see them with pad, they would always tell me that it is bread. And it is used for protection.
Okay, bread used for protection. I would like to see that kind of bread though.
So I would ask them, what is this called? They would tell me it is bread, it is for protection. I'll ask them again more than like 3 times. They'll still say that it is bread and it is for protection. So it was when I was in school, I think about my JSS 2, that I learned about puberty and menstruation. And that was when I got to know that the bread the sanitary pad they call bread is actually sanitary pad. And even when I started menstruating, I was not even courageous enough to tell my mom that, okay, this is what I am going through and this is what, or maybe seek help from my parents or even my siblings. So I just navigated everything by myself. And the first day, my mom gave me a pad. She told my sister to help me use the pad, and she helped me. And I used the pad to school that day. And the second day, I made a mistake in the way I'm supposed to place the pad. They had this pamphlet. I don't know if you can remember that always pamphlet. Yeah, always
pamphlet. Where they go around schools and shit.
Yeah, so that was what helped me. I read about the hygiene part, when I'm supposed to change my pad, and basically what I'm supposed to do during my menstruation, and even how I'm supposed to wear my pad. That was what helped me, and even my school as well. So I just felt like my parents would have done better. Even today when I tell them, they would be like, hey, I had elder siblings, so I was supposed to just learn from them. But they didn't give me that opportunity to like tell them this, maybe what is going on with me. Because when I asked them, they would say that it is bread and it is for protection.
So do you think, have you ever asked them, do you think that they actually told or guided your elder siblings?
You mean for my mom to guide?
Yeah, your elder
That
siblings.
is what I don't know. But I believe knowledge is for you to know and then you pass down to other people. I don't know if my mom must have taught them, but they didn't pass it down to me. And my mom did not also ensure that they pass it down to me. So it just stopped at them, and
All
that
right,
was what
because
stopped.
I've discovered that like you've shared, your story is not just you. There are a whole lot of people that that have this experience, both across male and female. And to me, like you said, there was always they leave leads to help you. It gets terrible when it comes to boys. There is nothing. There's no pamphlet anywhere. There is nothing anywhere for the boy child. Right. So everybody experience, and we'll have a time to talk about the boy child, by the way. But I just want us to focus this puberty on the girl child. Your story is not an isolated case. There are a whole lot of people coming from a family that I have so many female siblings. I know that it happened in my family. Everybody was left to face their own business. Everybody discovered what they discovered by themselves. Why do you think that puberty is that kind of topic in the Nigerian household where people don't talk about it, or people are uncomfortable, or parents and caregivers shy away from? Why is it like that?
I think it's just the society we have and where we are, the where we grow up from. Because I don't see a situation, even like recently, I went for a gathering and then they had other things there. They also had condom. But condom was the topic of the whole thing. Anybody that comes would see a sphygmomanometer, would not say anything. But if the person sees condom, the person would just, why are we bringing this here? Why is it here? So I just feel like it's the society that we have, the society that we are in. And most of the times, people hide to do these things. In as much as possible, or let me say this way, in as much as we know these things, we don't talk about it. Just like puberty and menstruation, a lot of us, we go through puberty. Even when I was a child, I don't used to buy pad when I see a guy standing. If a guy is standing there and I want to buy, I'll go back inside. I'll have to wait for the person to leave before I can go and confidently buy my pad. So I just feel like it's the society. Our parents did not try for us. If at all they gave us a platform that we can talk about these things openly, nobody's going to shame about it. I can remember in school when somebody, maybe if your clothes is stained with period, they will be hiding it from the boys, of which these things are normal. You can't stop it. Maybe you had a heavy flow. You can't stop an heavy flow. So a situation where you heard about your menstrual cycle, everything, maybe because of how they started from childhood. So it just grows like that. And this is what is affecting us today. So it's from...
Yeah, because the other evening I was coming back from church and I was just taking a stroll after church, and there was like two ladies in front of me. One was, I noticed she was wearing white skates, but it was like early evening. And then I noticed that there was a lady in between me and the one on white skates. The one that was in between us had to rush up to meet with her. And then I was coming behind them and I noticed she was tanned. And I guess the lady that was in between was like trying to like,
hide from
yeah,
you.
so was like trying to cover her up so that so
You
I
would
knew
not
they were
see it.
feeling uncomfortable that I
Yeah.
was walking behind them. So I just had to. I saw it, did as if I didn't see it, just went to walk past. Immediately I walked past. In fact, when I was passing, they didn't say anything. But immediately I walked past, they started talking again. I don't know what they were discussing, and I was like, because sometimes for me, I do have my period bag. Sometimes I carry that along with my walking bag. Do you think it would have been inappropriate if I just like, I know you're 10, I have pad in my bag. Can you like get a pad if I was actually with a pad?
To me, I feel like whoever does that to me, I will honor that person, I will respect that person, because it goes to show that you don't just understand, but you're willing to show compassion in helping the person out. So a lot of boys even run away from like menstruation. If they see that their girls are menstruating, they might tell them, please don't come today, come another day. Do you get? So for you to like help the girl, that means you don't just understand, but you show compassion in...
Are you sure that the boy is telling their girls not to come today, come another day? It's not because that the menstruation might have impeded certain actions. Because one of the things people have issues about is, which we might get into that, is about the aspect of intimacy when it comes to menstruation.
Okay.
So sometimes I've had guys feel like that at that point in time that it impedes their intimacy. But away from that, when it comes to menstruation, because that's like the core aspect of the puberty for a girl child, how would you have wanted to be supported when you were at that stage?
Fine. This is what I do personally. If I know that maybe there's a girl living with us currently, so I heard, because I wasn't around, I heard that she has started menstruating. So I had to like call her. I sat her down. Then I taught her the basics of menstrual hygiene. I told her how to wear a pad and how to dispose it. And away from that, even because where I was staying before, we had a lot of kids. So I used to call them. I talk to them. I give them sexual education. They didn't ask me. I just do it. Because I believe that in as much as maybe you might not even pay attention, but you might get one thing that I have said. And so these are the things that they would have done for me, because I know that I needed this thing when I was at this age. So if this thing was given to me, it would have been like a treasure. It will guide me. It will help me. I didn't know how to wear my pad on the first day, of which if I was told, I would have known better. Even how to dispose my pad, I didn't know the right way. It was when I read and I learned about it. So if at all, maybe I was in that, I would just help, maybe somebody who helps me with a sexual education, menstrual education, it will really go a long way. So what I do now is I just, if I can see anybody or when I have the opportunity, I just teach those children how they are supposed to go about their menstrual hygiene.
So, because I know that people need to be taught how to use it. I was one of the menstrual hygiene programs in the country. As part of the training, they called the men that attended the training, gave them a pant and gave them a pad,
Yeah.
and asked them to fix the pad. And I'm going to tell you, the laughter was enormous because people fix things. People did actually really fix things. You need to see the way people fix part. And if you're a guy out there and you're just watching us, it's essential that you have this knowledge so you can support the women in your life, your child, your wife, your spouse, your siblings. You can actually support them. So now, because I mentioned men, what do you think can be done to the boys in terms of being educated? What kind of education, especially as it pertains to puberty and menstruation, do you think the boys should have?
Okay. For puberty, a lot also happens to the boy child. All right. So we have them, they would have wet dreams and all of that. Their voice would get deeper. They might be attracted to their opposite sex. So it's just to also tell them that, oh, these girls too are also growing. They might have big curves and all of that. So it's not the time for you to start promising them love, telling them you love them so much, of which they are just your hormones that are just playing with you at that certain time. So you educate them. You also tell them about sexual education, and you also tell them about menstrual education. If they have a friend, if they have not a partner, if they have a sister, they can also render helping hands to the sister, because it's one thing to be with somebody and it's one thing to understand the person that you're with. So if you don't understand your sister, maybe your sister is having menstrual cramps and she was supposed to wash plates that day, and maybe because of that menstrual cramp she cannot wash plates. For you to help her is for you to understand that, oh, she's having menstrual cramps and she can't wash that plate, let me go and help her wash the plates. So you try to make the environment conducive for you and even the next person. You show helping hands. This shows that you understand the person's situation and you're willing to help. So information about menstrual hygiene or menstruation is not just for the girl child alone. It's also for the boy child. We should learn all of these things so that we help our partners, our children, and even our siblings. All right?
All right, so because I feel that, okay, because most boys tend towards more like teasing the girl child when it comes to period. Like you talked about, if they are stained, they for what we see in our society, it's like at the basic level, once a guy sees a girl stain, it's teasing and it's laughing most times. But then also, I noticed that when we talk to parents, like we're doing here on this podcast, and parents hear this, some of them will tell you they feel sorry, they should do better, or they would do better. But the issue they usually have is the issue of embarrassment. Now, I'm saying this because I've had sections with parents, and parents will tell you that this is profound knowledge. We love it. It's something we want to carry home and put it across to our people. But embarrassment. So what would you advise parents on how to present this information, puberty education, menstrual health education, in a manner? How do they present it that they don't embarrass themselves and they don't also embarrass the children? Because the guys you go talk to, especially these this gen beta of this, and they start to laugh. So how do they present it?
Okay, so the embarrassment is the children embarrassing them.
No, first the parents feeling embarrassed, already feeling shy. You know that some parents that if they want to mention sex, they might not even mention sex. They will have to look for something that
That has to do with
looks
sex.
like where we got there. If they touch you,
Yeah.
we know that it was not touch they actually meant. So how does a parent overcome this embarrassment or shame when it
Okay,
becomes
so
to education?
I would say that there's this song I used to sing back then in school. Train up a child in the way you should go. So I just feel like you should start from like early childhood. All right. So if there's this particular girl that I told the girl, "You're beautiful." And then she was like, "Oh, thank you, ma." So I now said, "Do you know you're beautiful?" She said, "Yes, she knows." I was like, "How do you know?" She said her mom tells her every day. All right. So from there, I was not like, "Oh, beautiful," because the things you tell your child every day is what they listen to and they get. They will not forget those things. So I just feel like as a child, as a parent, if you want to start teaching your children, you don't need grammar, you don't need any bulky language. You just bring it down. Start when they are young. Start talking to them. Oh, mama, you're now 9 years old. You might see something. Is anything coming out from your buttocks like blood or something? Oh, you start developing thighs, big thighs and big boobs. When you come, if you experience any blood coming out from your vagina, call me, I'll talk to you about something. Have you heard of menstruation? As your teacher taught you about menstruation in school or puberty, you just start telling them about these things. Let them know that, okay, there is something they are supposed to expect when they are 9 years, when they are 10 years, when they are 11. Sorry, and if they are now, maybe they start experiencing those things, you can now come in as a father or as a mother and tell them, okay, this is what is actually going on in your body, and it's not a problem, it's not something you should be scared of. This is how you're supposed to go about it. But a situation where there is no avenue for you to even talk about those things, me self, I will laugh at you as a child. Maybe I'm now 14 years, I don't see the menstruation tete. Now today you can't dey tell me, oh, is anything going
Yeah.
Obviously I will laugh at you, because these are the things you were supposed to tell me when I was even younger.
Okay.
So the embarrassment, for them not to be embarrassed, you start early. When they are children, you don't need any bulky language to use with them. You just start early, and then it will not be something they would even be the ones to come and tell you.
All right. So, Papa and Mama of Intimate Matters podcast, they say you should not embarrass yourself by starting early. If these children get this knowledge before you actually start, it might be a thing of embarrassment to you. And that is why we bring this information to you here on the Intimate Matters podcast. And I'm sure that if you're just joining us, we're talking about puberty as it pertains to body changes, the body image, and how to manage all the changes that comes with puberty, especially as it pertains to the female folks. So do well to follow us on all our social media platforms. You can find us on YouTube, on TikTok, Instagram, and also on Facebook. You talked about the girl you met, where she mentioned that the mom has been telling her that she's beautiful from home. And we know that that's one of the things that teenagers face, if I could say so, at this level of pubescence. How do teenagers manage the issue of self-esteem, especially with their body changes and changing at this point?
Okay. What I would say about that is, first is to know yourself, all right, and then understand yourself. Because if you know that maybe you don't have, you're talking about the physical physique,
Yeah, the
right?
physical changes.
Okay, so if you know that probably you don't have a flat tummy, let me start with that. You should maybe wear things that do not expose you to maybe somebody laughing at you that you don't have a
Are
flat.
you speaking from experience?
No. I'm not speaking from experience. But then I have people that I can always tell you, don't wear that clothes because it will expose your tummy. All right. So you go in with something that is comfortable for you. All right. And then you don't compare yourself. A lot of us, we do a lot of comparison. We start comparing this other person's body type to this other person's body type. At the end of the day, we start feeling insecure about ourselves. You now see somebody doing BBL and then the person cannot walk again. So I just feel like the first thing to do is to love your own self. You can't be like the other person. That is why you are you. You need to be very unique in the way you are. And if you don't love yourself, that's when you start comparing and you start feeling bad about your own body type and your own personality. We all are unique in our own way. So I feel like we should love ourselves the way we are. There was a reason why God created us like that. So you don't need to follow all the social media. You drink this so that your tummy would go down, so that you have big bum bum, and at the end of the day nothing of such happens. It ends up maybe altering your hormones and all, and you have to be going to the hospital every time. So we should love our body, love our body type, and we are just unique the way you are, so you should just love yourself like that.
All right. So, as a parent, because sometimes, like you said, first thing is for us to be comfortable in our own skin and love ourselves. But then, what we see is that there are always people who are not comfortable in their own skin, right? Either out of ignorance or peer pressure, whatever it is.
Yeah.
So, if I'm a parent and I'm looking out, maybe at my child, at the children around me as a guardian, are there things I could look out for or see in a child to know that this child is already starting to have body image issues? Maybe he's not feeling too good about how she's feeling in her skin or how she's looking. Are there certain pointers that we could use to know that this person is having body image issues?
Okay, maybe if the child talks more about another child.
Okay.
Oh, I like this other person's thing. Maybe you bought a toy and the boy's toy was maybe green, and then your child's own is yellow. Be like, I prefer the green to the yellow. All of those comparisons, they start from childhood. So if you find them comparing, you know that, oh, this person would have a trust issue. There is this girl that, if maybe she's in a competition, though there are some people that like winning in everything, but then if she's in a competition with somebody, not even a competition, maybe they will just tell the children, dance, and the winner would take home something. So if she does not win that dance, she will have a problem. She'll be like, she must be the one to win. So in those kind of situations, I feel like maybe the child is just not happy with the way she is. She always wants to be the person to win. And so in those kind of situations, you feel like maybe they are trying to compare themselves with other people. So you can always talk to them. You tell them not to compare. Tell them to love the position they have and aim for a better one. So if they have a body type they might not like, you also tell them, love your own body type. You look good on this. And like I said earlier, the things we tell our children matters a lot. So if you are the ones that keep telling them, you look good, you look perfect with this, oh, this your clothes is very nice, and you don't compare, maybe the child took last, bad, worst case scenario, you not start comparing. What of the person that is taking first? The person has big head or something like that. Oh, maybe you are taking last this session. Why did you take last? We'll work harder next time. For that shows that you are ready to like groom that child. So we start from there. We start telling them that, oh, their body type is nice. Oh, they are doing this the right way. If they are wrong, we can scold them and then still draw them back and still guide them the right way. Because the truth is, we are all products of our background. So if we start early, if our parents started early with us, maybe our lives would have been maybe there would have been a little
different
change in our life. So you start telling them from their young age that they are beautiful the way they are, and then from there.
Most people don't know that when I first got to puberty center, my voice started cracking. I disliked it a lot. I hated it, not even dislike.
Okay.
I didn't like listening to myself. So it wasn't consistent
Now
then.
you're the voice-over artist.
It comes once in a while.
And you're making money from it.
So when I sleep and I wake up and I talk, I realized that anytime I sleep and I wake up, maybe I siesta, my brain like, go and sleep. And then after you wake up, when I speak, my voice cracks. So when I wake up, I go somewhere. Because if I keep speaking, the voice levels up and still gives me back the way my voice was. So I'll go somewhere and start talking where there is no person until the voice lightens up a bit before I can go back to where people are and I start talking. But then, over the years, let's just say that the good Lord has been faithful. No, like you said, my parents really did help. They did talk about it. And my dad also used to have a deep voice, maybe not as deep as mine, but he used to have a deep voice. So it was also easy getting a reference and realize. I think maybe also when they told me that having a deep voice makes you a man, I was like, I've been looking for a way to be a man. But that is it. It's important that parents should assist and actually help these children as it is.
Exactly.
So Another thing I see is that, like you said, you've talked about them comparing themselves. We're having a whole lot of comparison out here in terms of skin color. People who are dark want to be fair. People who want, do they fair want to be dark? Have you
I
ever seen
don't
a fair
think
person wants to
so.
be dark?
I don't think so. It's always the dark wanting to be fair.
Maybe it's because they cannot do it. Because I've usually noticed that sometimes I've seen fair people who are like, you're even lucky that you're dark. But then people wants to change. Who no get nyash, one get nyash. Who get nyash, one run away from nyash. Who no get braids, they find braids. Who get bigger braids, they be like, if I can't collect me this
Yeah,
load now. And the thing,
exactly.
and I was talking to someone about, I was just chatting with a friend of mine who has, she has a large bosom. And then we're just discussing one day and she was like, people don't understand. People like it, they admire, but they don't understand some of the pains that comes with carrying what you actually carry that people don't
Okay.
understand in terms of like she was like, can you like check my shoulder, like you see, because of using bra and the whole she's
The
having
lines,
markings and all
yeah.
the lines. She was like, do you know how much it takes to carry this stuff? So it's important out there that you do not actually compare yourself one person to the other. Then when it comes to, do you think that the things that parents say now, because I know that there's some people that, like you talked about environment, some people grow up in a place where they can just throw words because they're actually throwing words. Do you think what parents say can affect the self-esteem and the body image of children?
Obviously. Just as I said earlier, if maybe like that child that was like, yes, I'm beauty. I know I'm beautiful because this my mom tells me every day. I was like, I felt like, oh, this girl has done me one. Like, because I perceived the confidence the girl had. So in situations where maybe your parent tells you good things about yourself, it will level up your confidence level. But in a situation where they're like, oh, go and sit down, who are you? You don't even know anything, you are daft, you are dumb. Obviously, if a child goes to a place where he or she finds other children, the child will shrink. So what the parent says matters a whole lot. And as parents, no matter how we are angry, we should try as much as possible not to cause our children or to say good things to them. Always say good things to them, always, no matter how bad the situation. And if you're wrong, admit that you are wrong, because we came to life, we are just new in this life. Everybody, this is the first
Yeah,
time
this is
we
the
are.
first time.
So you
Everybody's
might,
trying.
yeah, so you might be wrong. So at times, just buckle up, tell them, let them know that, oh, you did something wrong here. Apologize to them. They are your children. You talk to them. Don't just.
African parent, apologize. Okay, continue.
But these are the things we are supposed to do, for real. These are the things we are not supposed to be right every time. All right. So if you know you're wrong, you can always talk to your children later and then apologize for those things and then correct yourself and move on.
All right. So another issue we usually have with puberty. What did your parent tell you about a guy touching you?
I said they didn't tell me anything.
They didn't even say
There
that.
was no orientation at all.
So you went
There was
out.
no
So you went out and
orientation.
allowed guys to touch you.
No. The thing is, like they said, I was opportune to have older siblings. So I would have just followed what they were doing.
Okay.
So my sisters, they are lovely people. All right. But then there was no place for you to say, don't do this one, do that one. I was just the one that understood that this is how I'm supposed to go about it. So I had a classmate that time. So she was like in just S2. She came back to the class jumping that somebody told her, I love you. And I was like, are you being serious? Because personally, these are things that guys have told me before and I don't rate
By
it.
just they not rated you before.
Yes, exactly.
That's serious though.
So I was like, these are the things that somebody, like people have been telling me and I don't rate it. And this is you jumping over just, I love you. She was like, that's our first time. I was like, wow, till today I will not forget that incident. I was like, wow. So what are you going to do with the information? She said she does not know, that she'll start thinking about how I'm like, are you being serious? So, so I just feel like I just
I
knew
can
these
relate to that
things.
girl. Because
Okay.
you had for a person to tell you. Person don't tell me I love you before.
Really? So for me, it was just something that I learned by myself. I know that these are the things that I am supposed to do. These are the things that I'm not supposed to do. If, in fact, when maybe I want to go and get something and somebody tells me, "Oh, I love you," I'll be telling you in my mind, "I rebuke you." Oh, you, because those times they made us understood that maybe when you're menstruating is when you're likely to get pregnant. So I'm like, maybe you want me when I'm menstruating, you now put me in one room and then do whatever you want to do with me. God forbid I rebuke you. So I just used to carry that in my mind. So if anybody comes to me, I'll just not even answer you. So that was just it for me.
Okay, because thank you for understanding the concept of somebody touching you, because there's always been a whole lot of information being thrown around on if somebody touch you when you're menstruating and the rest that you get pregnant. But the reality is that, like you said earlier, that at pubescence the emotional connection starts to develop, right? People start to like each other, love each other, like you've said. Sometimes I'm tempted to say that could obviously have been the purest form of love. That puppy love could have been, because there was a level of innocence to it, and there wasn't much entitlement and the rest. It's not what we are. Not this one that they're selling around now all over Nigeria, especially. I wanted to mention Lagos, but before Lagos people come, especially in Lagos, they say there's no love in Lagos. If you are
I just feel
in
like those were not love, like maybe infatuation.
Okay, if it was infatuation. So
Yeah.
what will you talk about what is happening in Wangi by in Uyo?
And it brings
And Egbu from Egbu going towards the other side. Okay, but then how do we protect our children? Because how do we protect our children from these feelings that are coming? Because it will come. I felt it. I'm going to mention somebody's name. So I started getting little by little, I think around primary 5, then moved in. And I remember meeting, I would mention her second name, but people may go look. I remember meeting a medium. And I realized that day, I've usually seen a medium. We grew up in the same school. But I saw a medium in primary 5. And the medium looked different. I don't know what happened, though. But I don't know if it was like still the same medium I used to see before.
Yeah.
Then after a medium, I saw her friend Onwana. I was like, wow. So how do we help children to manage these feelings?
Okay. So like I said, education is very important. And are you talking as parent or as anybody?
Parents, caregivers.
Okay, so if you know that you are staying with a child that is like 11, 12 years, and you know that these hormones would get high in that period of time, that age. So what you need to do is to call them, sit them down. This is what I do for the girl that stays with us. I would call her, sit her, though she does not listen, but I'll just know that I have done my part.
Coconut
So,
head.
so you call her, you sit them down, you talk to them that these things that are happening are very normal. And these are the things that if you don't maybe pay optimum attention to it, it might make you or mar you. That's what they used to say, right? So you tell them that these things are very normal. You would feel this particular way. He might tell you, that's for the girl child now. He might tell you that he loves you so much that he will buy you shawarma, he will buy you slippers, he will take you out for a date or anywhere. Please, if it is genuine, you can bring the person to the house if you are that kind of parent. Or you can just tell them, this is not the age you're supposed to do all of those things. Believe me, there is an age that you will even be tired of going out, eating shawarma will not be
Is
your
that
problem.
experience here? Are you speaking from experience?
Yeah.
Okay, you become
Shawarma will
tired.
not be a problem at that particular time. So you wait for that time.
Okay.
This is the time you're supposed to focus in your school. You read, understand, because nobody wants to marry a liability, right? So you tell them about
Yeah,
this.
so you have to go for an asset.
Yes, at that time, they would want to go for an asset. But if you were busy going out to buy shawarma, eat, even maybe get pregnant along the way, nobody would send you. So you just educate them that this is the time they're supposed to take their studies serious, or whatever skill or craft they are into, they should take it serious at that time. That these hormones are just normal. It will come and it will go, but they should not get distracted because of this. And if a child wants to listen, he or she would listen. But if they don't want, you can just do your best in grooming them and pray for them as well. Yeah.
Okay, so now what of the issue of contraception, especially when we're looking at the late teens? These are not like these kids of like these are not like the 12, 13s. We're talking about like the late teens, 18, 19. What of the issue of contraceptive access? Now, should they be given contraceptive access? Like at this stage, what do you think about it? Should they be given contraceptive access? Because the truth is, like you said, either through parent negligence or some of our children know beyond what we think they know.
Yeah.
They've done beyond what
Yeah.
we think that they should do at a certain age. Do you think they should be, for people like that, whom have already started exploring and do you think they should be given contraceptive access?
This contraceptive, are you just limiting it to the,
No.
like,
So, okay, this is the thing. So we see stories on social media where people say, maybe a parent comes out and be like, I had a daughter. I'm realizing my daughter has started having sex. And maybe by the time I go, she has had sex with multiple people, or maybe a person, but they've started having sex. And then, should I take her to the hospital, let her go get any form of contraceptive that works for her, as the case may be, or what should I do? So that's what I'm asking for teenagers like this, especially in their late teens. Do you think, what's your opinion in terms of contraceptive access?
okay, in that, well, for that story you gave, I would say it's advisable you take her to the hospital. Probably she meets a counselor, but not to expose her to the IUD and all of that for that age. And then generally, I would say, you know about ABC, abstinence, being
Yeah,
faithful,
faithful,
and
then
then the
contraceptive.
contraceptive. So let's start from the A first.
Okay.
You should abstain. For that age is very young because you might be exposed to cervical cancer or other forms of cancer. So you abstain first, and then if you have a partner, be faithful to that partner. All right, because you can find love at 18. I don't doubt that. So make sure that your partner
I
is
wish
faithful
that
to
was
you.
my story.
You make sure that your partner is faithful to you, and then you're faithful to that partner. How would you know that your partner is faithful? You guys will sit and talk and understand yourselves. And then the use of contraceptive. If you're not ready to get pregnant, you make sure that you always use your condom, always. But if maybe you're trying on getting, or maybe you're doing family planning, then I can now say it's something you talk about with your partner, and if you want to go for any contraceptive, you can go for it.
Okay, because the people we're talking about here are people that have already skipped A and B.
Okay.
They've, for whatever reason, they've decided they don't want to abstain.
Okay.
And maybe being faithful to a mutually faithful partner is not because once,
Okay.
for some of the times I've spent either in the community, especially around this school space with children talking about SRH, the truth about this is the fact that there are a whole lot of people, or a whole lot of children that are actually more advanced, are doing things beyond what we know. And when we have issues like this, now this comes to you as a healthcare professional. What should you do how can you make this contraceptive access youth friendly for them? Because one of the things you tell these children, sometimes you see a child 13 already pregnant, 14 already pregnant, and you feel it should not be so. But then they will tell you that you would have, like you said, they should have used contraceptive. But then our healthcare professionals are not trying. So how would healthcare professionals make it more youth friendly?
Okay, so what we are supposed to do is to still talk about these things to them and let them know that in as much as they are biting more than they can chew for their age, they need to do it the right way.
Okay.
All right, that's using condom. All right, and if maybe they want to, or their partners tell them, no, I prefer it this other way without the contraceptive, you should tell them that you should stick to your own opinion, because at the end of the day, if you get pregnant or maybe you're infected with any sexually transmitted infection, you'll be the one to suffer for it, and any other person that comes in to have a sexual intercourse with you. So be ready to hold yourself. Either you want to be faithful or you do it the right way by using condom to protect yourself. Obviously, we know that you're not supposed to even engage in sexual activity, but if you want to do it, at least try and protect yourself.
All right, they say you're not supposed to, but if you want to do it, now who decides if you want to do it is left for you. You should at least protect yourself. We talked about the ABC. As always, like we say here, if you have no business with sex, please forget about sex. Abstain. Leave it. Mbok, ejo. Just allow it go. If you decide to do it, can you find one person and do it with and be mutually faithful? Not said it's possible to find love at 18. It's not my story. It didn't happen to me. But who knows? Who knows what could happen to you? I'm rooting for you. It wasn't also a story because I know she has not found love and she has passed 18. So it wasn't also a story. But then, correct and consistent condom use. Under condom, we have all the other contraceptive. please, if you're doing it, use it. Not really, you talked about the issue that one of the problems we face is our society. We are like this. People are not supportive in terms of puberty education because of our society. Like they usually say, all of us are the society, all of us inside this room, even the people behind the camera. So, what can all of us as society do to make it better? What should we do?
Okay, so in my opinion, I would say that we should not just know about these things because there might be situations where we get to learn about them. We should not just know it for ourselves. We should extend it. If you have any information, if you have a brother, a sister, you can always hand them a pad. And if you have the information, you can give them. You don't just hand them this pad, you also teach them how to use the pad, also teach them how to dispose the pad, also tell them about the abnormalities that may happen in menstruation. So we can always share this information. We can always write about it on social media. Use that social media platform to talk about it. Don't just talk about Bobrisky and James Brown and all of that, what is happening in Nigeria, and they laugh, everything, joke, joke, joke. You should also teach them, use your platform, use your influence, and tell other people. And what I do personally, I go with a pad every time I'm going to anywhere because I know that something might just happen. Somebody might just need it. There was something that happened. Can I
Yeah,
say
yeah,
something?
yeah.
Okay. There was something that happened. I was inside a KK like many years ago. I think it's up to like 3-4 years. I was inside KK and a lady needed, like, she was tanned, so she got down from the minibus, not the KK. She got down from the minibus. I realized that she was tanned, so I had to, my conscience did not let me pass. I had to like go down with her. Then I told her that she's tanned and I'm with Pat because she was going to somewhere. Then she was like, okay. I even offered to follow her then so that she can go and change. But she said no, oh, thank you very much. Then she collected the pad from me and then she went her way. So there was a particular day I missed my cycle. I was thinking it's going to be like maybe tomorrow, but it happened today and I was already out. So I was now looking for where I could get a pad. I did not see. That was when I realized like that what I did for that lady really meant a lot to her, because at that point I needed somebody that could even give me one pad, but I did not see, and I did not see a place to buy. It was later I had to like trek a distance before I could get a pad, and it was very expensive. So you can just go with a pad and hand it to somebody. Even though like that situation that happened to you, if you were with a pad, you can just give it to them. They might not understand it because of the society that we are in, but it just show for somebody like me, I'll respect you a whole lot. So away from just giving them this education, you can always carry a pad to hand it to somebody. It will really make sense to them, if not to you. So that's my own
I'm really
advice.
looking forward to the episode on this same topic, but in the aspects of the male child, because I'm really thinking of what we are going to hand over to the male child. Because me, I would like to be going around this town and looking for somebody to hand it over to me. But thank you so much for the amazing thing you're doing for the young lady that is staying around you. Have you ever thought about doing that to other young ladies, or doing that for other young ladies?
Like educating.
Yeah, like educating other young ladies.
Okay, so I started better health with nursery. So there we talk about everything about ladies and all of that. Everything about health, basically, not just ladies. All right, though it is on hold for now, but it is something that we are still working on doing and even expanding it. And also away from that, like I said, I go with my pad. And also I wrote a book on menstruation, though it is yet to be published. So it's also something that would also help the girl child as well.
All right, that's amazing. You're doing a whole lot to help the girl child, because I know that it's important that as individuals, as groups, as communities, government, everybody coming together, it's important for us to put together a safe space for people, the girl child especially in this context, to experience puberty and get to express themselves and seek the right information. Thank you so much, Nurse Rita King, the well known and the big nurse Riri. Thank you so much for joining us. So just before
Thank you
you
too.
go, please, what do you have to tell our teenagers? What would you want them to know as it pertains to this period?
Okay, so this is a period where you are going to be filled with a whole lot of distractions, all right? There will be distractions left and right. But I would advise that you stay focused. right? Stay focused, listen to your parents, because most of the times they used to say what elders you see
See
while
while
sitting,
sitting down,
yeah,
even if you
even though you
climb.
climb. All right, so most of the times, because they've been to this world longer than us, so they would obviously be wiser than us. So you listen to your parents and even your elders. And as well, even if you're from a place where they don't give you all of these informations, you can always find it online. You can always find it in school. Schools now, they teach sexual education and even menstrual education. So you can seek knowledge with books, from books. You read books, understand these things. And if you don't understand, we have gig nurse here that can also tell you about your own body, because you need to know your menstrual cycle as a teenager. You need to know your cycle so that you know when you are safe and when you are not safe. You know when you are likely to start ovulating, you know the signs of ovulation. All of those things are very important. So you seek knowledge and don't get distracted at this point in your life.
All right, thank you so much, Nurse Riri. She said that what the elders see, sitting down, even if you stand. That's why we are sitting down to tell you this, because the things we've seen, has been awesome. And that's why thank you so much for tuning into the Intimate Matters podcast. Please do well to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and share it. Share it on your church, your family WhatsApp group, so that others would also learn. But we're here talking about puberty education, especially as it pertains to how to manage the symptoms and every other thing that comes with puberty as it pertains to menstruation and also contraceptive access. Thank you once again, Nurse Riri, for coming on board. And we are glad that we're here to share this with you. Please listen to this. We are the elders in this context. We are sitting, we are seeing.
Elders in council.
Yeah, elders in council. So please really do well. And do well also to share this. Thank you. Follow us on all our social media platforms: YouTube, Instagram, Facebook. Join our WhatsApp channel and we'll be glad to have you. And until we come your way next time, my name is Nurse Akwa Wakban and I'm your host on this podcast. Thank you for coming on this drive with us. Bye for now.